The beautiful city of Chicago. A great city, great restaurants, great people, great things to do, great sporting tradition, and a great setting for the drivers of the NASCAR Nationwide Series this weekend as they compete at Chicagoland Speedway. Some looking to bounce back after a difficult race last Saturday up in New England at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Danica Patrick, the late spin that cost the top 10. Kyle Busch, the early mechanical problems to overcome. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the week-long physical difficulties that led to a little falling out after the race. He's certainly looking to show that he's well over that here at Chicagoland this weekend. It is warm, it is steamy, it is pushing some 90 degrees. Forecast for tomorrow's race, 95 the forecast high. And now the final practice is underway for the NASCAR Nationwide Series drivers and teams as they get set for the STP 300 tomorrow. Quickly to the garage and Dr. Jerry Punch.
Thank you very much, Alan. You know, here's the challenge for these nationwide teams. Now, how do you participate in two 90-minute practice sessions today with only one set of tires? You better be able to ration your laps. Now, what these teams are thinking right now is the fact this session right here is occurring at the same time the race will start tomorrow. So many of these cars, like Danica Patrick, want to go out and make some longer runs to check the balance of the car. What's going to happen when the tires heat up, when the grip goes away, when the fuel burns off? But here's the problem with Danica. She already has 43 laps on those tires from the first session. She's running out of tires in this final practice. They burn.
Doc, there are a few drivers who are very lucky and have a second set of tires that they can use during this practice session. Those are drivers like Austin Dillon, like Johanna Long, like Cole Witt, rookies in this series at this track. They have a fresh set of tires they can bolt onto their race car and take even more laps out there, and you'll know them by the yellow stripes on their bumper. Look for them to be able to log some serious laps and manage a second set of tires during this final practice. Alan?
David, thanks. And cars already on the track, as you can see and hear, for final practice for the NASCAR Nationwide Series today here at Chicagoland. Alan Bestwick, champion driver Dale Jarrett, champion crew chief Andy Petrie. So just a little while ago, we watched the Nationwide Series teams run through their opening practice. 30-minute break. What's different now about this second practice for the team and for the driver?
Well, this practice is going to be a lot more like what their conditions are going to be in the race tomorrow, and they'll use that to really fine-tune their setup. That first practice session, what they were doing, a lot of teams would go out there and just shake the car down, make sure that nothing's hitting the ground. They might even have some things they want to try that they've wanted to try over the last few weeks. They can try different combinations of spring, shocks, maybe some other front-end settings that they want to try. They can try those things there, and if they work great, they keep them. If not, they discard them and get right to business of getting the car balanced for the race and get it just like they need it. Now, that's why they want to do it in this session, because the conditions on the track are a lot more like what they're going to be.
Yeah, and from a driver's perspective, you've got more rubber on the racetrack. We've seen the groove widen out to where you're probably going to be running a little bit more during the race tomorrow in the extreme heat, and as the rubber gets down a little bit more. So you've got all of that. Plus, it gave you 30 minutes as a driver to kind of put things in perspective as everything, the changes that you made, what worked, what didn't work, and maybe have a new idea that you could make some changes throughout this. And you know, Andy, if we go back to that first practice, they had another set of tires, they can find out a lot more.
had the debate during the first practice coverage about the pros and cons of the NASCAR rules limiting tires in the interest of containing costs for these Nationwide Series teams, and the lack of test time the teams get, again, in the interest of containing costs for younger drivers and the competitive disadvantage that sometimes creates for them. Driver and crew chief all in favor of spend the extra money on the extra set of tires and get the rules makers to open it up. Owners saying, no, that's a lot of money that's added to the cost of running the series. Don't do that.
That's this owner anyway.
Yeah.
This former owner is saying that. I'm sure most of them would agree.
Kyle Busch set the fast lap during the first practice session. Of course, Kyle, the only Sprint Cup Series driver in the top 40 in Cup points who's entered here this weekend. And we talk about races that are dominated by the Cup drivers, and so the opportunity for the Nationwide Series drivers. But again, Kyle driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports and looking for the first win in that equipment for himself behind the wheel. And so, Doc, a bit of an opportunity race for Kyle also.
Exactly. How many times have you heard us talk about this being an opportunity for Kyle Busch, of all people? But I guess if you summed up his season thus far with one word, it would be frustration. They were just awful with problems internally with the fuel pump pressure and all kinds of problems with pickup in the rear. Now, the one word you could use for this session for Kyle is fast. They're not going to run many laps in this session, unlike other cars. But what they're doing, guys, they're going to go out and check and change some shocks. They've rebuilt some rear shocks. They're going to click some shocks. There's Mike Beam left side of the screen. And they're going going to change shocks to see what they can do with regard to the bumps over in turn 3.
Hi, Doc. Kyle has enjoyed a lot of success at this Chicagoland track, just not in a Kyle Busch Motorsports entry, but certainly driving for Joe Gibbs Racing in that 18 car. He has been tough. Not a slouch in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series here either. And by the way, got a couple of wins in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. So he certainly knows how to get it done on this racetrack. Just would mean that little bit more to get it done in his own car.
Yeah, and that ability to know what it takes here to get a winning race car helps this race team too, as you talk about not having a lot of tires to run this session, but they want to make some changes, but having a driver as experienced as Kyle Busch helps you just run a few laps, and he can tell you very quickly if that was a very solid change or something they need to go back to.
Yeah, it's a definite advantage having somebody like Kyle. Kyle's so good with the car anyway. He's so engaged in what they're doing with the car. And he does, like I said, doesn't need a lot of laps to go out there and evaluate something. He can go out there a lap or two and say, yeah, this is definitely better than what we had, or it's not, and he knows what he needs when he needs it. Like winning those races, he knows how that car needs to feel to be good at the end of the race.
Last 6 races in the NASCAR Nationwide Series on mile-and-a-half tracks that Kyle Busch has entered. 5 top 3 finishes in the last 6 tries. He'll be a factor on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I say he's the favorite.
Brendan Gaughan could be a factor as well. Richard Childress Racing, 33 car, 5th at Las Vegas in May at his home track behind the wheel of this machine. Running the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race here tonight.
Yeah, he did run good at Las Vegas, and I expect him to be good here tomorrow. They struggled just a little bit in practice. He wasn't quite up to speed with some of the other teammates. He's a little better this practice session, but it's still early. He's 5th quick so far out of 14.
5th race of the season in the Nationwide Series for Brendan Gaughan. That's a little bit tough, too, when you're not running these cars every week.
Exactly the point I was going to make, Alan. You bounce back and forth, and these things are so totally different from the horsepower that the Cup cars have and what the trucks have, and so it makes it more difficult. So you take that little bit of time to get yourself really acclimated to having that tapered spacer. I think that's probably the biggest thing that you adjust to as a driver.
You just watched the new fast lap in this final practice. Early, yes. Whoa, hang on. Hang on.
Might be just a little too quick through there that time.
Sam Hornish Jr. went to the top of the board and then almost went to the top of the track.
Yeah, then he found the limit.
Yeah.
And that's one of those areas right there you talk about. Hey, you're having to drive the car so hard down into turn 1. You've got that bump. You back in the throttle hard. But if you get just a little bit high coming out of there, the track really flattens out quickly. The banking goes away from you, and you find yourself tagging the wall.
Sam got away with it, though, and he is the fastest man on the board.
He'll go back and regroup on that change they just tried.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to figure out where the limit really is, and he's trying to explore the limit of the groove as well. You can see he's completely out of the black part of the track. No harm done.
But got away with it. Yep. Blue spoiler, back of the car. Sam, one of the 4 drivers in the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash competition. Highest finishing of those 4 drivers in the race on Sunday. $100,000 bonus from Nationwide Insurance. Elliott Sadler is one of the drivers in the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash. He is on the track now in the deuce. Dave?
Talked to Elliott just before he went on the track. We know that his health is a concern. He's not been feeling well with a stomach virus this week. And the fact that he is a veteran and only has the 1 set of tires will somewhat limit his practice time. You know, the usefulness of those tires has kind of gone away after 20 laps in first practice. I asked him, though, do you want to limit your time at all because of how you feel? He goes, I'm not going to do that to my guys. I'll go as long as they want to.
And Dale, I know you've been in that situation before where you've had a flu bug or something, right? You got into a race car after having surgery out in Phoenix. Talk about hot, difficult races. Drivers say all the time, you get in the race car, that all goes away. All right, you're a retired driver now. Really?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, yeah, you just put it behind you. You put it out of your mind. And, yeah, I always thought that getting in the car was good therapy and kind of got you away because you couldn't think of that. You have to be 100% focused on driving these race cars, and so you kind of forget about that. And I can't tell you how many times you do it, and the adrenaline's there. You get through the race. You've had a good race. About 15 minutes after the race, though, then that's when and kind of what we saw with Ricky Stenhouse last week. You know, he performed well, but when he got out, he was spent.
I'll go even further than that. Sometimes I've seen drivers deliver some of their very best performances while they're either sick or coming back from an injury, something like that. I've seen drivers be able to dig down and get something that they never had before.
And check out the thermometer on the headrest there.
That's only 100, man. Anybody can do that.
That's just a couple laps on the track.
It gets way hotter.
It's going to be 95 outside air temperature on Sunday, and they're going to run 300 miles at Chicagoland Speedway, where we don't see a lot of cautions. It's going to be a hard day's work. Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals qualifying coming up in a little while, 5 Eastern today here on ESPN2. Don't forget, tomorrow we have NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying for you at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN2, followed by the American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mosport. That's at 1 Eastern tomorrow. Our NASCAR Nationwide Series race coverage, the STP 300, starts with NASCAR Countdown, 2 Eastern time tomorrow. That's over on ESPN. And then we finish up the motorsports weekend with the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals, 7 Eastern tomorrow, ESPN 2. NASCAR Nationwide Series final practice, Chicagoland Speedway. On board Danica Patrick. Heading back toward the garage, looks like, Doc.
Yes, she is, and actually they feel like they've made some progress. Tony Uri Jr., her crew chief, told her, said, Danica, you know, the quick way around this racetrack is you got to run the top. That's where all the speed is. She came in a little bit ago and said, you know, in order to do that, though, you can't be loose. Here's what she said on the radio.
Just a little tight. It's just tight roll in the center, like 2 out of 5. On throttle, I feel like I still get a little bit of push up towards the exit. Doesn't feel quite as bad. The car, like, dynamically wants to rotate a little bit more from mid to exit on throttle, but I don't feel like I have really any more rotation on throttle. It just feels a little bit better once I get on it.
So a little bit tight middle of the corner, but she said she was also a little bit loose when she was off the throttle entering the corner, which you can't be if you're going to run up high. Now, what they've done in that last session, they came in and they split the truck arms. Andy, you can tell them what that means, an adjustment in the rear of the car, but that's really helped Danica. She went back out and ran a few laps. They're going to come in and make more of an adjustment in that area to try to get her even faster. She was 5th overall just a moment ago.
Yeah, Doc, those truck arms or trailing arms are the 2 suspension links to the rear end, and you've got mounting points at the front, kind of the center of the car, but those front mounting points, the height of those, you can split that. You can do it, put them both down, both up, or one down and one up, and it does change the way the rear of the car steers. It's got a little bit of a subtle steer to it when you do that, and it changes the characteristics of the way the car feels.
Yeah, and it's actually a change from a driver's perspective that will give you can kind of give you 2 different feels of something that can both be beneficial to you. Not many changes that you make will be 2 good things, and this can help the car to turn in the center in splitting those, but it can also give you drive off when you get back into the gas. And so not many times you make a change and 2 good things happen.
Well, a lot of people say, well, why would you just go ahead and do that to start with? Well, sometimes you don't want that because the car might be too free through the center of the corner and you can't stand any more of that. So it's just an adjustment. It just depends on how that might complement the setup you have in the car.
New fast lap. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just turned it. Defending series champ in the 6. Talked to him at the end of toward the end of the first practice today. He was pretty pleased with how things were going. And I would say nothing's happened so far in this practice to change that thought. How about Sam Hornish, Dave?
In the garage right now, Alan, getting some adjustments after that whoa moment on the track. Sam's response to the crew was, at one point in the corner, the front end just gave up. They have made a spring change, I believe, in the left front. And then, Andy, some instruments like micrometers, checking things out there. When I think of the front end and all that goes on in there, it's kind of like an ankle. Those 2 front wheels work together, but they have lots of different rotation positions, and getting it just right can help that driver get the front end to turn.
Yeah, it's a lot to it, and it's very sensitive. Those front springs, the way the car sits down on those, it keeps that splitter from hitting. And when you change springs especially, you've got to make sure that you've got that setting just right, or you'll go out there and hit the splitter even harder, or you have it too far off the ground and you're not making any downforce. So it's really, you are splitting hairs, and you need a micrometer sometimes to measure some of the small things. You can see right there the crew is measuring some of the ride heights and some of the angles of the suspension point.
It's Raymond Fox, car chief on that 12 car with the wrench in hand and the micrometer and so on. And And really, we talked about this before. I don't want to make it a tired saying, but these really are, this is a rolling science project is what it is. Take this 3,500-pound race car at 180 miles an hour with these 4 8-inch contact patches of rubber, put it into an 18-degree bank, and the shocks and the suspension pieces and the weight transfer and all that kind of thing are going to do what?
Yeah. It all works together, too. That's the thing. You change one, and it affects the way a dozen other things work on the car. So it is definitely a rolling science project, and you never get it right. You might have it right for right now. 5 minutes later, you might need something else.
Tanner Berryhill, 18 years old, looking for his third NASCAR Nationwide Series start. Young driver out of Oklahoma. You stop and you look around and say, where are tomorrow's NASCAR stars going to come from? Well, you look at young men like this trying to grab a toehold into this series, and that's where they're going to come from.
Yeah, maybe Bixby, Oklahoma, the next one.
Yep. Somebody's going to break out and get your attention by performance on the racetrack. Cole Witt. Not a lot of us had heard of Cole Witt on the national scene a couple of years ago.
He had some good truck performances that kind of caught some people's eyes that he could go fast and make some things happen, and he's shown to be able to do that here in the Nationwide Series too.
It kind of opened up Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s eyes to hire him from running a cup race out in Phoenix late last year. So he's got some experience in the cup car too.
Junior said racing around him during practice and during the race gave him a feel for how Cole handled himself on the track and what he did with the car, and said that impressed him.
Yeah, that and those phone calls, about a dozen people called him to campaign for Cole Witt, because he is a very talented young driver, and Junior has a history of helping these young drivers try to make the next step.
Now, let me ask you this about Cole while we watch this. Okay, young driver, got the rookie stripes on his bumper. There comes a point in the season whereas the team owner, the crew chief, or somebody looking at talent from the outside, you have to make an evaluation as to whether this guy's making progress or not. What are you looking at? Just pure results?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you look at that. Also, if they're taking care of the car, are they tearing it up too much? Are they fast at different points? What are the things that are keeping you from, say, if the results are not there, what's keeping it from happening? And really, though, the bottom line is you look at where he starts, where he finishes, and that's your report card. That's what you evaluate everybody on.
Yeah, then you have to be realistic too and say, okay, we're seeing a lot of good things here. Why are we not up there a little bit further? You know, are there things we need to do with our race team? And this is another race team, as good as it is, and they spend a lot of money, but they're not Cup affiliated again. And so I think that they have to look and be reasonable about how they are evaluating things.
Hey, Doc, how's the evaluation on the 88 today?
Well, they're pretty pleased, I think, overall. Remember, this is Cole's first time here in the Nationwide car. He had a top 10 run in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series here, but he told me before climbing in the car just a moment ago to go back out. He said, you know what? I know I can run up top, and that's free speed, he called it. That's free fast. I want us to work on the race car on the bottom and middle and see what we can do with the car. Right now, he said the car is a little bit tight in throttle. They were thinking about coming back in and making a left rear spring change, but you got to love a young driver who knows he can be fast up high, but says, let's work on the car where it's not good, down the bottom and middle of the racetrack, and now he peels off to head back to us here in the garage area.
Yeah, Doc, that's really good, because you have to be careful. If you make a car just set up to go around the middle or towards the top, we're going to see more of them when it gets time to race tomorrow, be back down on that bottom. But I always found it easier. If I could make it go around the bottom, then I could move up the racetrack without any problems, really.
Can one of those drivers become a first-time NASCAR Nationwide Series winner here at Chicagoland Speedway? It's happened here before. In fact, when this track opened in 2001, a young fellow by the name of Jimmy Johnson got his first Nationwide Series win. 3 times in the track's first 4 years, he was a first-time winner. It's been a while since. Chicago, where the Northsiders have the Cubbies and the Southsiders have the White Sox. Big baseball city, big baseball weekend in this area, with Ron Santo being enshrined into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Big baseball weekend, as always, on ESPN. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Josh Hamilton and the Texas Rangers facing off against their West Division rivals, Mike Trout and the Angels of Anaheim. Angels 5 back entering today. Then Monday night, the Rangers are back, this time hosting Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox. The Sox a couple back for that second wild card spot. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball, presented by USAA, both on ESPN. Both games available on ESPN3 and live on Watch ESPN. ESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app.
Saw the Angels play the Yankees last weekend up in New York City and visited my daughter. Man, Mike Trout, he is fun to watch.
Yeah.
What a player. 20 years old.
We were talking about before, where are tomorrow's stars in NASCAR coming from? A lot of great young talent in baseball also. Speaking of stars of tomorrow, Parker Kligerman in this 22 car. Doc's right now sitting in the garage, 4th fastest lap posted to this point.
Very, very important weekend, as you guys noted in the first practice session. Big news this weekend, the fact that the 22 car will be driven for 3 races this year by Ryan Blaney. He'll drive the car at Iowa, Richmond, and Kentucky. How does it impact Parker Kligerman? Well, Parker has made 2 starts this year already. This is his 3rd. You don't know if it's going to be his final. No one has said that, but they told Parker it's very important for you to impress some people this weekend. This team, I've been told, is about driver development. We want to see what you've got, and this is a good weekend for you to show us. They're also going to see what Ryan Blaney's got at Iowa, Richmond, and Kentucky. And at the end of that, they're going to make a decision about what happens going forward in 2013. And right now, I'd say Parker Kligerman pretty impressive, being in the top 5 with this 22 car.
That comes back to that conversation we had a little while ago about judging progress and where you go with it.
Yeah, big weekend. I mean, he knows he's in a winning race car here.
Yeah, now he's going to be compared to really a great talented young driver in Ryan Blaney. It's going to be, I say he's got to be up on that wheel if he's going to get that ride.
We put Ryan Blaney in that car at, we saw what he did at Richmond in Tommy Baldwin's car. Not saying that that's not, but this is a winning race car. Get him there, it'd be fun to watch. He was fun to watch back earlier this year, so we'll look forward to that. Ricky Stenhouse back out on the track, get in a few more laps.
Stretching out that groove a little bit in 1 and 2, Dave.
Talked to the team between practices, Alan, asked them what they were trying to do with the race car, and I'm actually going to try to listen and see what he says here. Between practices, they said the car was a little bit tight, so when he went back out for the very first run of this practice, here were his comments.
Is the ride the same?
Yeah, ride's the same. It's just way too tight. First lap, it was a tick loose. Same balance as we ended. Every lap, it just kept getting tighter and tighter center off.
If I heard him right, they have improved that a little bit for this run. He ran a couple of flats there and a pretty good, decent speed, but just trying to get that car to turn a little bit better in the center of the corner was their main goal for this session.
2 wins on 1.5 mile tracks earlier this season for Stenhouse and Mike Kelly and the 6 team, Las Vegas and Texas.
That's where this leaderboard can be a little bit deceiving because he is the fastest on the board, but he's not happy with the car because it ran a good lap, but then it just got tighter and tighter, and that's not where he wants it to go. So that leaderboard is just just a snapshot of the fastest lap, not necessarily an indication how good the car is.
James Busher in the Turner Motorsports 30 car. This team a winner twice already this season. Daytona with Busher. Road America, Nelson Piquet Jr. Busher finished 2nd at Michigan. Big, fast, high-speed racetrack.
You have to think that that would serve him well coming here, but that was a very smooth racetrack after repaving, and this is something that's just totally different, and that can really upset the car a lot, as we will see and as we've talked about, and how you get your car better and adjust your car to handle those bumps is going to determine how well you're going to be able to drive and how aggressive you can be.
Yeah, he's had a career year so far, though. Winning that race at Daytona was a highlight, but also he's won some in the Truck Series. He's competing up very top of that. I think, and like I said, he ran so good at Michigan. He ran almost good enough to win there.
What a great season for Turner Motorsports with those 2 victories, and just what a boost it is for them, that entire organization. They put a lot into this, and it's nice to see them getting some good things happening.
Mike Bliss, 44 car, headed by. Top 10 in the championship for the Nationwide Series is Mike Bliss. If you like an experienced driver with an underdog, underfunded team to cheer for, there are no big sponsor decals on the side of that 44, and yet every week they show up, put a good piece out on the racetrack, and Mike goes out and gets everything out of it he can.
I think that's the thing that you can say about Mike Bliss, a very talented driver, but he gets everything out of the car each and every week. Whatever's there, you know that's what that car is capable of doing, and you really have to admire him and this team for that.
8th in the championship, as I said, coming into this weekend. Elliott Sadler, Luke Lambert, crew chief right, Richard Childress, team owner left, talking it over.
What does the Brickyard mean to me? It's just a place that has so much history behind it, and it's very prestigious.
I did a lot of growing up in Indiana. You know, just kind of like almost feeling like being at home a little bit.
I'll never forget, I went to the 94 Brickyard and watched the inaugural race. And I can remember sitting there watching and going, man, one day I want to race here. Obviously, it's not going to be for the Brickyard 400, but it's pretty doggone close.
Being able to race there in the Nationwide Series, it's awesome.
Since it's the inaugural race, it's definitely a big deal.
Everybody's looking at it going, man, that would be a really nice feather in your hat to say, hey, we won the inaugural Brickyard race.
Big day for the NASCAR Nationwide Series when they make their inaugural visit to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway next weekend. Part of a racing doubleheader on the ESPN networks. Live coverage on Saturday, live coverage on Sunday as well of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race, kicking off our ESPN exclusive coverage of the entire rest of the season for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Next Saturday, that race from Indianapolis, 4 Eastern time on ESPN. We'll also have coverage for you of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series practice and qualifying, and the Brickyard 400 telecast presented by Golden Corral next Sunday, starting with countdown at noon Eastern on ESPN. Dale, I know you had so much success at that racetrack, and probably no one in this group understands more what it means to go to Indianapolis as a driver than you.
I don't know. You know, it's a very special place to a lot of people, and sitting here watching that, I got chills just thinking about the opportunity that I had, along with a lot of other drivers, to race there, and then, Andy, to go to Victory Lane, as you had the opportunity to do that with Dale Earnhardt in 95. So
pretty special place. Yeah, what's it like? What are these drivers going to experience? They pull out of the garage. They're going to come around for that first lap. What's that feeling going to be like for some of these Nationwide Series drivers?
You know, the thing that you have to do is make sure that you're concentrating on what you're doing, because you can get caught up with everything that's around you there, and it's so totally different as a racetrack. And of course, there's a few drivers like Elliott Sadler that have run there in the Cup Series, so they understand that. But again, it is just so totally different than anything else that you're going to race. But you better be focused, because it's fast and there's not a lot of banking to rely on. But man, the feeling that you get, just the opportunity to be there and participate, is tremendous.
A huge weekend next weekend at Indy, the Super Weekend. They're calling it. They've got the NASCAR Rolex Grand Am Series there as well. Going to run the road course on Friday. The Nationwide Series race on Saturday. Danica Patrick returning to Indianapolis in a stock car. That'll be different for her.
Yeah, it's really like no other weekend ever there. And I know that you can't, you know, they've had the Indianapolis 500, and that's tremendous for a whole month. But as far as different types of racing, they're unprecedented what they're doing there with everything that starts taking place on Thursday with nationwide practice beginning.
Yeah.
I'll run a couple more laps and just go high, go low, and just feel the difference to go back and forth. This feels a little bit better.
And the short turnaround from here at Chicagoland, where these Nationwide Series teams are racing on Sunday afternoon, just to tie together the last thought on the Indianapolis thing before we turn our attention back to today. And when the transporters have to roll into the garage area at Indianapolis at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. It's a tough week on these teams.
Yeah, they've already been planning for this, so they're ready for it. But it is a very short week, and it's going to kind of tax the teams quite a bit.
You know, I know from the Cup side of it, Andy, when you are a Sprint Cup team, you always enjoyed having that week off and getting prepared for that. But as you said, these Nationwide teams, they don't have hardly any time. I mean, it's getting back and just changing a few things out on the truck and putting another car on there, and you got to be ready to go.
And here we go. So Danica Patrick going to try a few laps high, try a few laps low.
I like that. I like that approach, because that's one of the things that she struggled with is long runs during the race. That's a good thing to practice right now and just see what the car does.
Parker Kligerman treading a little bit up above the darker rubbered in pavement there in turn number 2.
Yeah, but watching his times, it's pretty solid here in this practice session.
That last lap is almost as quick as his fastest lap of the session.
Brad Keselowski winning on the mile-and-a-half Charlotte Motor Speedway back on Memorial Weekend for this 22 team.
Let's see how he goes through this corner this time. Yeah, a little bit lower. That last lap that he ran there, where we saw him way up, he was a good car width higher there, was a good bit slower than what he had run the previous lap, a little over a half a second slower.
Well, he's in a car that can flat get it done, though, because this car has won 5 of the last 11 races on a 1.5 mile track. So this is a good team. He's going to have a great opportunity tomorrow to put up a good result.
Yeah, the car did, but they had a pretty special driver in that seat, too. And
I'll give you that.
So.
I'll give you that. But this team's proven they can get it done.
Yes.
A little added pressure if there wasn't enough already.
Yeah,
on car.
exactly.
Well, and I guess as a driver, you have to be careful how you interpret that pressure too.
Yeah.
You know, make careful. Trying too hard will get you into some trouble. Elliott Sadler buckling back in, Dave.
Spoke to him a second ago, Alan, and he told me in his words, in the first practice, we had him killed. In fact, he was second fastest on the board. But then this radio, one practice session ago.
Man, I don't know. The track's changed that much, or just real tight through the center of both corners now. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's still the splitter, we're killing the splitter, or kind of, I don't know. If you want to try something else, the toe or shock or anything like that. But anyway, it's really tight through the center of both corners, especially 1 and 2.
Elliott explained to me one of the hard things, the box that you're in here with the Nationwide Series, is between practices, the pressures in our tires all dropped. So the car was lowered significantly. When he went back on the track, the splitter hit. So he says, well, so what do? Do you raise up the front end knowing that the pressure is going to build? Do you put fuel in it, which brings the front end up and takes the back end down? He said, we're really kind of in a quandary. Not sure exactly what Luke's done for him, but they're going to go back out and give it another try.
I'm sure they've got it all worked out. You see it's a little bit hotter this time, 108 degrees going out on the track. But we talked about this when we came on the air about how much different the track is in this session than it is the first one. It has gotten hotter. The groove's moved up. You can see he's running a lot higher than he was earlier. And that's why it's so critical to get the car right now and not so much in the first session.
I think it makes it difficult because you do have those tires and sometimes you start questioning, okay, is it the tires? As you cycle those tires a number of times, it makes it more difficult to figure that out. And as a driver, you really have to be on top of things and be able to decipher exactly what that is that's creating the situation that you're feeling there. Elliott is very good at doing that. You can see just how rough this place is. And when these things sit on these springs, it really accentuates that problem with the racetrack and makes it even more difficult sometimes as a driver to figure out exactly what's happening. Is that the splitter hitting? Are we on the spring too hard? Exactly what is it?
Well, that's why you have to rely on it. That's why you really want an experienced driver giving you that feedback, because you rely on it so much. But if it is the tire pressures, and it probably was when they went out that first session, it tells them that, hey, we're going to struggle on restarts with low air pressures because we're going to be hitting the ground. Now, how much of that do we want to fix, and what is the compromise for later in the year?
And I think the other side with this team, they have struggled the last few races with their setup. You know, back in Kentucky, they weren't very good. Admittedly, tried some different things there. But, you know, they're in a position now, even though they're still leading the points, they know they have to step their program up a little.
I talked to Luke Lambert this week, and he said that they have kind of gotten back to the center of the road on their setups, but they still have to keep trying new things to keep up and get better.
Watching Elliott Sadler on that run, maybe the best illustration we've had yet of how the bumps going into turn 3 send the front end of that car skipping around at 180 miles an hour. Oh, man. Lunchtime, and they show us some Chicago deep dish pizza on the TV, but don't slide it onto the desk in the pit studio.
Wow, Brad got it out somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
Little flavor of the city, the second city, Chicago, and just south of there, Chicagoland Speedway, NASCAR Nationwide Series final practice ongoing. Had a temperature gauge inside Elliott Sadler's car that read 108 degrees in the cockpit of that Chevy as Sadler went back out onto the racetrack.
Could almost cook one of those Hunt Brothers pizzas in there on the floorboard.
I guarantee if you move that thermometer down closer to the floorboard, you'd get a lot more temperature than that. Kind of where the driver's sitting, even though that's up on the top. A little air flowing around there, so I'm sure it's up over 120 inside there right now.
19 Taylor Malsom is the car that Sadler is running up behind in the corner. Taylor started off the season with his best ever Nationwide Series finish at Daytona. Has had a little bit of difficulties here in the last stretch of races. Slid back to 11th in the championship. First time he's been outside the top 10 since the season started. And one of many drivers looking to make his first Nationwide Series start here at Chicagoland Speedway on Sunday. 43 Michael Annett, talked to him earlier. Very, very high hopes for a win in this race. Last mile-and-a-half track event, Kentucky Speedway. Michael finished in 4th. Followed it up a week later by boosting that career best finish 1 spot to 3rd.
Yeah, that car was extremely fast. He did a nice job of driving it at Kentucky, and you have to wonder, that being at night, even though he talked about the similarities of rough racetrack, mile-and-a-half, extremely fast, but a little more grip on that. So I'm sure what they're having to work here extremely hard is to see if they can get some more grip mechanically, because they're not going to get any help from the sun being down or anything like that, Doc.
Exactly, DJ, you're right on it, and they're making sure, because tomorrow this track's going to get freer and freer as the race goes on. And so now, remember, they're on worn tires. Some of these guys are on tires that have 55 plus laps on them, and a fuel stop here is only 56 laps. So they're right at the end of the fuel and the end of the tire wear, and trying to make changes on a car now very difficult. But this team, very, very impressive, as you heard Alan say, back-to-back top 5 finishes, primarily because of their relationship with Roush Fenway. They meet on Monday and Tuesday. Not only the crew chiefs and engineers there, but both drivers, Michael Annett and Ricky Stenhouse, are also in the meeting to discuss what's going to happen the following weekend. That's why they're so prepared when they get to the racetrack.
Annett showing up with the 13th fastest lap so far, and just did it on the 14th of the 16 of his laps that he has run. Felipe Lopez, the crew chief.
It's Felipe Lopez right there, and that's Dr. Eric Warren, one of the engineers that he's consulting with the team.
Brad Sweet, 38 car, Turner Motorsports. Trying to adapt to another new track and another new circumstance.
And free through that corner.
We saw that from him earlier too. Remember when we had him on camera in the earlier practice? The back end was trying to pass the front end to the right.
And it looks like he realized that, going to bring it to the garage area to work on that.
Dave, we're getting clues that this might be a qualifying attempt.
One of the clues can be those hoses going to the radiator there, circulating the water to cool it down, put some cooler water in there, and also the tape going on the front grille for Ryan Truex. Let's throw it in the crew chief's hands there. Andy, you got a young driver like Ryan, lots of experience, not a ton here at this track. How important a mock qualifying run for you?
Well, I always like to make one of these mock qualifying runs. It's just simulating all the conditions that you're going to have for qualifying, just because you don't know. I mean, when you put all that tape on the grill, it changes the balance of the car so much. I mean, you can predict it over history of things that you've done before, but you really never really know unless you try one, and I always like to do that. We see some teams that won't do it to save the set of tires. If stickers are real important for the race, they won't make one of these runs. But I always like to do it, especially for Ryan. Ryan's had a really good record in his starting position. That makes a lot of difference when you have a young driver that can start up front and stay out of trouble early in these races.
And again, I come back to the fact that recent history, we don't see a lot of caution flags in these nationwide races. The closer you are to the front at the start of the race, the better chance you have to stay close to the front or be at the front as the day goes on.
And if you start there, at least if you happen to miss the race setup just a little bit in that first run, then as you fall back, you're not falling as far back.
Yeah, you got a cushion. It's not on the lead lap.
Danny Eflin wrapping up a run in the 4 car. The 23-year-old from South Carolina. I haven't actually stopped and counted it up, but I'll bet if you give me a second, I can, to see how many people are actually looking to make their first Nationwide Series start here at Chicago. Danny's got one under his books a few years ago.
I think it's around 13.
But while we double check Andy's math, Kyle Busch not making his first start here, Doc. He's got a lot of them.
Absolutely. He's a 2-time winner here, just trying to find his first win in Nationwide this year. In fact, he hasn't won since last September at Richmond. Now, we told you that Kyle was the fastest car in the first practice session today. They would be using this section to make shock changes, shock adjustments in the rear of the car, clicking the shocks. They rebuilt some shocks, made some front end settings, and guess what? Kyle said the first change didn't go well. The car would not turn in the corner. They came in and made another one. It still would not turn in the corner. Now they have gone back to where they were before at the end of the first practice session. Mike Beam said, okay, go out and let's run our basic set up for the race, come in, we may make one more fine tune for the front end, and then we might put on a set of sticker tires to find out, just to make sure the car isn't going to be too free with our race setup tomorrow. But that's what the protocol is right now for Kyle Busch. Right now he has come all the way down to, wow, third quickest in this session, huh? Not bad at all.
He's falling off the pace, huh?
Now, he looks good. He looks really good. I'm watching a lot of lap times, just trying to pick out who I think is the best car right now in this practice session. I'd probably pick the 3-car of Austin Dillon. He's consistently one of the quickest cars on the track. Andy, you missed it by one. Did I? How many? How many?
14.
That was close.
14 drivers going to make their first Nationwide Series start here at Chicagoland on Sunday.
Another mock run coming up.
Brendan Gaughan's machine as we work toward the later stages of NASCAR Nationwide Series final practice at Chicagoland Speedway. Lots more motorsports coverage throughout the weekend on the ESPN networks, including the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals qualifying 5 Eastern today on ESPN2. Tomorrow, NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, ESPN2, followed by the American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mosport at 1 Eastern. Nationwide Series races on ESPN, starting with NASCAR Countdown, then the STP 300 at 2 Eastern Time. And we wrap up the weekend with the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals 7 Eastern tomorrow, ESPN2. We seem to be on a bit of a theme here. From the deep dish pizza.
What do we have? Oh, nothing.
Oh, that one's empty.
What do we got on this one?
That
okay, what's under door number 3?
Oh, salmon.
Looking good.
And chicken. All right, that's the healthy eating team. Where's the team we saw cooking up the beef and peppers and onions a little bit ago during the commercial break here?
They're under the car working now.
Oh, okay.
Like they're making a little bit of an adjustment. Shocks, maybe, left rear.
Sam walking to the car after the Penske team was working on that 12. Going to climb back in, have another go. Could be a potential qualifying effort for Sam out on the racetrack. Parker Kligerman, 22. Brad Sweet, 38. As we continue with NASCAR Nationwide Series final practice. Front end of that 38,
yeah, he's still fighting it right in the center of the corner, and that's where we've seen him pretty much every time. Especially down in 1 and 2, just can't get the back end of the car underneath him.
Well, you can see the racetrack has gotten blacker and blacker during both these practice sessions. Track's taking a lot of rubber.
23 car, Jamie Dick. Corey Stott's team. Young driver originally out of New Mexico. Talked with Jamie a couple of weeks ago at the Kentucky race. Got a limited number of starts this year, but again, driver trying to work his way up the ladder, gain its toehold in this series, show some people what he can do, and with high hopes of finding a way to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at some point.
Yeah, that's exactly what this series was designed for, is opportunities like that. And so, just like this young man right here who's gone to the top of the board, 31.65.
That mock qualifying run we were just preparing for, he's making it now. See if he can pick it up on his second lap. He slows down just a little bit.
Ryan Truex. Beginning of our practice coverage earlier today, talked about Elliott Sadler has been under the weather in the week leading up, Dave.
And his car kind of felt that way at the beginning of this practice, Alan. We documented how Elliott said the first practice really good. The beginning of this practice a bit of a struggle. Where did you end up?
We think the Hunt Brothers Pizza car ended up really well. It's just hard in Nationwide Series. You only get one set of tires, and then when the tires cool off in between practices and you don't have a lot of fuel in the car, the back of the car is high, makes the front of the car low, and gets the splitter on the racetrack. Then you got to make a decision as a team. Do you put rounds in the front, which is not really a true reading for tomorrow? So it's a lot of guessing going back and forth, but we went through some changes and some things that we wanted to work on in the second practice. And we feel very, very good about very good about our car. We're going to go back close to where we were the first practice because we were so good that practice and should be in pretty good shape.
How are you feeling?
I'm a little weak right now. I'm going to go take some oxygen right now and relax a little bit and maybe do an IV and rehydrate a little bit. And just now the next 20 hours is just to get myself prepared as best I can for tomorrow. And I'll be ready time the green flag goes. It'll be fine.
Typical driver. He's going to tough it out, and I believe he'll be race ready. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think Billy knows what it takes and how he has to take care of himself and prepare for it.
Yeah, ice cold coat never hurts you either, so that's a good thing.
I like the way you worked that in.
Brendan Gaughan saw that team putting tape across the grill opening on the front of that car.
Don't feel like I got all of it on you, Ernie.
You got enough.
Top of the board, number 33.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lap. That's actually about a 10th and a half faster than Ryan Truex ran on his mock run.
And we'll see that top of the board thing change a lot here now that people are at the end of the practice window and taping up and cooling down and going out and seeing what they've got for qualifying. Travis Pastrana in the garage, Doc.
Travis getting ready to go back out. This is the best the car has felt since the entire day in practice. They're getting ready to go out and make a mock qualifying run. But Travis was asked prior to getting in the car a little bit ago, what's the biggest difference in where you've come from and where you are right now in NASCAR? He said, you know what? Over in motocross and rally cars, if I made a mistake, no one knew about it. If I make a mistake here in the Nationwide car, it becomes a Sports Center highlight that night. He said, and also the fact that the biggest learning effort for me is I got to learn that over there in a motorcycle or rally car, the more aggressive I was, the better I ran. Here, the more aggressive I am, the more trouble I get in, and the more I pinch the car off and have myself have a problem. He said he's trying to learn now to back up his corner and go faster. Back it up, go quicker. We're going to see how quickly he's learned and how quickly he can go as they get ready to go out here momentarily for their final run, which will be a mock qualifying run. Guys?
Doc, thanks. When I talked to his crew chief for the weekend, Mike Ricci, in the garage this morning, said the object for the practice today was just to get Travis all the laps that they could on the racetrack. Team ran 41 laps in the opening practice. Matt Crafton ran some of them, but the majority of them with Pastrana behind the wheel. And now in this practice, they've run 19 laps so far. And referencing Travis's point about the Sports Center highlight, when you bring a lot of eyeballs to the game, you got a lot of eyeballs on your every move.
Yeah, you do, and you know, but he's been so successful at everything else he's ever done in motorsports, and to come over here and try something that is so totally different. And it's just going to take him some time, and he has to be patient and learn that, and that's going to be the best thing. But because of that success that he's had, that makes it hard to have patience because you expect it to happen.
Yep. Here's the guy, Andy. You said you've got your eye on as having probably the best car in race trim.
Yeah, I was watching just his race laps. Very consistent, right around that 32 flat number, which is really good in race trim. Slowed up from that now. I don't know if it's just passing Parker there or whether his car is starting to lose a little bit of speed, but he's definitely off on that last lap.
Tires.
Yeah, the tires are getting a lot of laps on them.
Yep.
He could be trying something too this run that may or may not be working for him.
Yep.
He's trying to widen
Way
his
out there.
I don't think this lap's going to be quite that good either, but that's what you have to do is go out there and just see where that is and try to drive it just a little bit harder. Sometimes as you get up there, you find out that you have to drive your entry a little bit different, maybe roll out of the throttle a little bit, which will help you pick the throttle up a little bit sooner and drive off the corner.
Last race on a 1.5 mile track for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Austin Dillon led 192 of 200 laps, a dominant performance. Hoping to have that same level of success here on Sunday afternoon in the STP 300. Working on it right now. Chicagoland Speedway, where in the track's early years, a number of drivers scored their first NASCAR Nationwide Series win. It has been a little bit since we've seen it, but certainly with only one Sprint Cup driver in the field on Sunday, it could happen again. Ryan Truex would be a great candidate as we bring you NASCAR Nationwide Series final practice from Chicagoland Speedway. Parker Kligerman with a potent ride. Penske 22 this weekend, perhaps another contender to be a first-time winner in the Nationwide Series. Could it be Danica Patrick? Mile-and-a-half tracks have been some of her stronger statistically besides Daytona. But if I were going to nudge you in a direction of a potential first-time winner for Sunday, I'd nudge you toward this guy, Brian Scott, in the 11 car. So good at this racetrack. And feeling like this was the weekend. He had it circled on his calendar right from the start of the year. We'll keep an eye on Brian Scott in the Gibbs 11 on Sunday. Also on Sunday, we'll keep an eye on Josh Hamilton and the Texas Rangers as they face off against Mike Trout and the Angels on Sunday Night Baseball. That's at 8 Eastern time. Then Monday night, the Rangers are back, this time hosting Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox at 8. It's Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, and Monday Night Baseball, presented by USAA, both on ESPN. Both games available on ESPN3 and live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. Brendan Gaughan went to the top of the board on his practice qualifying run earlier.
Explaining what the car, you can almost tell what his car's doing, and you can't even hear it. You can see all of the motions. Very animated. Love his attitude.
That's not just talking with the hands, Dave. That's talking with the whole body.
Yeah, that animation and that information just went next door here to his teammate Austin Dillon. What did Austin want to know, and then how good's your race car?
No, Austin was just asking on qualifying run, did you run the bottom or the top? And normally, you know, if it's me, it's going to be the top. I actually ran the bottom for a qualifying. Yeah, I know, I don't feel good.
Stop the presses.
I don't feel very good today, apparently, but that's what I told Austin. I actually did the bottom, and for me to do that on the bottom, that's pretty good because I'm normally not as comfortable down there. But our Reams Chevrolet today is really good. You know, Ernie put up with me being a little bit slower early and let me build on it and let me just give feedback, and we were good later in runs but not doing the first lap, and he beat on me all practice to do a first freaking lap, and we finally did it in race runs. We're really good in race trim, and then qualifying trim. I think that'll keep us maybe top 5, hopefully top 10.
Put the pedal to the metal in the bottom groove, Alan.
Somebody else just put the pedal to the metal out on the racetrack. Car 7, top of the board.
Yeah, really good lap, too. She's about 2/10 quicker than now second place, Kyle Busch. That's pretty good when you got running Kyle Busch by 2/10.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Andy. I mean, anytime that you can say that you went faster than Kyle Busch by 0.2 of a second, that's pretty good. But that's a great lap by Danica.
Yeah, I lost a lot in 3 and 4 on that last lap. It was just tank slapping, but pretty damn free, but obviously fast.
Yeah, she talked about her second lap wasn't quite as quick as that first lap, which was really, really quick.
I think that's what we'll see most of the time. I would imagine that we're going to see one lap be the norm in qualifying, but that was a fast lap, and a lot of times you have to be right there on that edge of being a little bit too free. Take your breath as a driver. That's kind of when you know that you've put a pretty good lap up.
Measuring it up under the car, Kyle Busch unbuckling to get out of the car. You can tell just what a hot day it is here at Chicagoland Speedway. Look at that.
That's just practice.
Kyle second on the board. We will talk with some of the drivers as they wrap up their practice sessions at Chicagoland Speedway and look ahead to tomorrow's race in just a minute. Danica Patrick, top of the board. It's been a difficult week for a couple of the more attention-getting names in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Travis Pastrana with the wall banger after right front tire went down. Early contact on the initial start at New Hampshire last weekend, causing some damage to his car he never recovered from. Danica Patrick in position for a top 10 finish in the late laps. And got away.
Running 10.
Had to settle for a 14th place effort at New Hampshire a week ago. Well, Pastrana's out there working on it. Danica, she's top of the board. Doc?
Indeed she is, and what Danica could not see when she went out a moment ago, when you turn that fastest lap of the day in this practice session, you're still on the track, but these guys in here are smiling ear to ear. I mean, I don't think I've seen Tony Eury Jr. smile so much in a long time. Got to make the whole team feel good.
Like I just said to you, if the time holds on, I'll take my little practice day victories. It's a good thing for the team. It's a good thing for morale. You know, they work their butts off. They wanna see the car go fast, and I want to do that for them, and they've been very patient with me in learning, and for crying out loud, I'm still learning a lot, that's for sure. I don't feel like I'm in any way got it figured out, but you know, we're getting better and better at getting the most out of tires, and qualifying has always been something that's been a little bit of a struggle, and it's just because, you know, you get a car for a lap or so that's just different than anything you've had all weekend, and you don't get many opportunities to try it. So this will give the GoDaddy car a good qualifying spot tomorrow in the order, and hopefully we can make the most of it, and hopefully it's a good sign.
Danica, you said that you wanted one of the areas you really wanted to work on was your ability to keep the car fast throughout the length of a gas or fuel stop or a fuel run by moving the car around on the racetrack. How much of that have you accomplished? You did a lot of that in this practice session.
Yeah, we did. I moved around. I was trying low, trying to go up high, and then go back down low, see what we could do with it. That was tough. But also then trying to get the car a little freer to start so that it's, you know, when it settles in, it doesn't settle in with such a big push that I end up dropping back from. And especially going to be important here at Chicago because a lot of green flag running here in the past. So, you know, working on that, I was definitely pretty darn free in that qualifying run. So I think, you know, it's time to start pressing the issue a little bit and, you know, just see what we can squeak out of it.
Danica Patrick at top of the board right now. Third time may be the charm. It's her third time here at Chicagoland Speedway in a stock car.
Started third at Charlotte, mile-and-a-half track.
Well, you know, people want to know, is Danica improving? Well, there's proof right there that she is, because last year, even earlier this year, she really wasn't capable at times of going out there and putting up a time like that on a very difficult racetrack.
Yeah, still very impressive. Right there is Austin Dillon. He's about a 1/10 and a half off of Danica's time, and he's in second spot.
And Cole Witt just went now to third on the board. Danica's teammate for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team. So in the late going in practice, shuffling up that fast lap standings, which gives us some idea of how things might play out in Nationwide Series qualifying tomorrow. And another new leader. Parker Kligerman just went to the top of the board in the 22.
We said this was an opportunity weekend, and
that's all I got, man. I'm gonna wreck it.
I thought he had his hands full there in two.
It was a good lap. He's about a little more than a 100th of a second faster than Danica's time.
Really on the loose side.
That's what we've heard from the two fastest cars, or the drivers so far, is how loose they are.
And what were you saying earlier?
Loose is fast and on the edge of out of control.
There you go.
I stole that line.
Still to come, the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals qualifying coming up at 5 Eastern today here on ESPN2. That Nationwide Series qualifying session also here on ESPN2. That's tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern Time. American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Motorsport, 1 Eastern tomorrow, ESPN2. While over on ESPN, it's the NASCAR Nationwide Series and the STP 300, starting at 2 Eastern Time with NASCAR Countdown. Wrap up the motorsports weekend with the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals, 7 Eastern tomorrow, ESPN2. Who's going to win all of those various competitions? Only one way to find out. Drop the flag. Let's go. Well, one of the stories we followed throughout the NASCAR Nationwide Series season is Kyle Busch's attempts to score a win in this division in Kyle Busch Motorsports equipment. So close at Daytona, just caught in that right rear quarter panel with the checkered flag in his sight in that big pileup off of turn 4. Las Vegas didn't go so well. They had this disaster on pit road at the California race when running in contention to win. Tire that got away at Daytona that put them back in traffic and then got caught up in the big mess in that race just a few weeks ago. And then at New Hampshire last weekend, the fuel system troubles that saw the 54 car spend a lot of time behind the wall trying to sort out what in the world was going on. Well, the all-time leading winner in the NASCAR Nationwide Series with 9 tries in his own car this year so far, yet the crack victory lane, came within, what, 0.03 of a second of doing so at Talladega, Doc? And a lot of folks are pointing at this 54 as being the one to watch on Sunday here.
Yeah, just 0.03 of a second from getting that win at Talladega. And you never would ask the guy who's the winningest driver in a series this question, but I got to ask you, when are you going to win one of these? I mean, it's been a while, but looks like the car's pretty good this weekend.
It's been a while, but we've been close a lot of times this year. I think we just saw that on the highlight reel there. But, you know, it's frustrating at times when you're not able to close out the deal and get to where you need to be. But the Monster Energy Camry's been fast this year. We've had great opportunities. We just haven't quite secured the deal. So, again, you know, Kurt getting our first win for Kyle Busch Motorsports was great. We've had a streak of top 10 finishes going, and you know, once I got back in the car, I ruined that again. It seems like we get to Daytona in the spring as the first start of everything. We get to Daytona in July, it's like we're starting over again. You know, it's like we just keep making mistakes and keep running ourselves into the ground. So one of these days we're going to figure it out and be better and show better than what we're showing right now. So we'll just keep working. We keep working as hard as we can. Guys are doing a good job, and you know, here this weekend, Monster Energy Camry's feeling good. You know, you kind of move around, you go bottom, you go top, you try to work your lanes and what you can do and how your car feels, and you know, try to do the best you can with what you got, and hopefully we got a good piece for tomorrow.
All right, I'm sure you got a good race car for tomorrow. Now, if you had to pick tomorrow or next week at Indianapolis Motor Speedway to get the weekend started with a bang, which would you pick?
Both. I'm not going to pick one or the other. I want both. I'm greedy.
But you think you can get this thing done tomorrow, though? Good race car. I know you guys tried some stuff in this session. The car wouldn't turn. You went back to what you had early on today.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, the track definitely tightened up this session, and we felt like the first session, the car was pretty good, and we made a change, and it made it turn too good, made it loose, so we kind of backed off on that. But then here, this practice, the track tightened up, so we went back on the change that made it turn better, reacted just the same, so we were happy with that. We've gotten the cars to react well to changes, and we're getting smarter on what we're doing and figuring out things, and it's just a matter of learning for us, you know, trying to build a notebook. We don't necessarily have that yet, so, you know, I feel like here this weekend, like I said, the car drives well. So, and it seems to have decent speed. I'm not going to say we're lighting the world on fire, but at least having decent speed and car driving good. You can move around, you can make things happen, you can try a little bit harder in order to get more speed out of the car if you have to later in the run.
Hey, thanks for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Kyle Busch, let's go to Dave Burns.
We're standing by with Ryan Truex. Ryan, we just heard Kyle Busch say his car has decent speed. What about your car out there, the 18?
Well, we're working on it. Grindboss Toyota was a little off to start today. The track's changed a lot since this morning with the Hoosier rubber from the ARCA cars. So we've gone through a lot of stuff. You know, these guys have been working really hard to get this thing figured out, and we got decent speed now. I think we're still working on the drivability a little bit. That last run there, I went out and I was like, man, we're really loose, and we came in and we had a flat right rear. So good thing I came in when I did, and these guys are working hard, and we'll see how it is this weekend. We should have a good car. I ran here last year with these guys, second race, and we ran really good. So I got full faith in Matt Lucas and all these guys. I know they'll give me a great car for Sunday.
Ryan Truex, and a good thing for him, they came in when they did. Flat right rear can give you all kinds of trouble out there, Alan.
Yes, it can. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. But another one to keep an eye on here on Sunday, Ryan Truex in that Joe Gibbs 18. A look at the top 10 fastest laps from Nationwide Series final practice.
See, Danica Patrick just about topped that list, and then Austin Dillon sitting there in third. Looks like he's got one of the better cars in race trim.
And Parker Kligerman, who we've documented his story about the news of the week so far. And Doc, they have posted the fastest lap in the final practice.
He did, and you put that graphic up. He's watching the monitor, and it's good to see your name at the top of the list. But to steal Andy Petrie's line, how much on the edge of out of control were you in that last few laps when you ran that qualifying run?
Well, first off, it doesn't really matter if, as you say, it's up top, right? That's where it should be, right? That's
exactly
the best spot. But no, that was actually one of the that was a mock qual run for us, and it was sideways. I mean, as sideways as you want to be. I was surprised we really put up the lap that we did. But you know, Jeremy Bolins and all these guys in this discount tire team do a great job, and obviously, you know, it's a big weekend for me. You know, got some interesting news this week, and you know, not really focused on that. I think this whole team and I are focused on one thing, and that's winning in that truck tonight, winning in this Nationwide car on Sunday, winning that truck championship. And I'm just excited to have this opportunity with Penske Racing. Thank you, Roger Penske, to everyone that put it together, and I think we have a good race car for tomorrow. So I'm excited to kind of get to race on Sunday, because obviously we don't get to do that often.
You mentioned the Ryan Blaney news. He'll be in the car 3 races. This is your 3rd race of the year. Big weekend for you. What can you do differently than what you've done before in this Nationwide car? Is there anything else you can do, or have you basically been given it 110% anyway?
No, you know, you do the best you can do, and that's all you can do. And at the end of the day, hopefully it all works out. And I think, you know, all other stuff, that talks for the birds. You know, we just focus on winning and doing the best job we can do. And at the end of the day, I've always had a saying that says it'll all work out, always has, always will. And so far, so good.
Hey, good. Thanks for your time. Good luck tonight and tomorrow.
Thank you, buddy.
Parker Kligerman, 5th in the Nationwide and NASCAR Camping World Truck Series points. Will have a big race tonight and then try to get in his car and get it done under some pressure here on Sunday, AB.
Well, fastest lap in final practice for Kligerman in the 22. And we come back with some final thoughts and a look ahead to Sunday's 300-mile race at Chicagoland Speedway in a moment.
Chicagoland Speedway, the second of 4 opportunities for drivers who are eligible to win the Nationwide Dash for Cash. That's an extra $100,000 if you can be the top eligible driver at the end of the race. These 4 guys have a shot at it tomorrow afternoon here in Joliet, Illinois. Ricky Stenhouse is one of those guys who was working on his car throughout the day, had a car that wouldn't turn early on, worked and worked and worked, had discussions. What'd you end up with?
I think our Rancher's Reserve Mustang is, it's okay. It's not, I mean, it was decent lap time wise compared to everybody else. I think we're right up there in the top 3, but we're never happy with it. It doesn't seem like it doesn't matter if we're leading the race. We're you know, us drivers aren't happy with it. So Mike Kelly and the guys are going to make some more changes throughout tonight, and I think we'll have a top 3 car and definitely go for that Dash for Cash tomorrow.
All right. Hey, Alan, I think we've seen decent top 3 cars win races before. How about you?
Yes, sir. And it would not be a surprise if a decent top 3 car driven by that young man won this race here on Sunday. Dale, Andy, given what you've seen in the 2 practice sessions today, give us some things to watch for on Sunday in this 300-mile race.
I think it's going to be interesting to see. We talked about and heard a lot of the drivers move around and talk about moving around the groove and how it's going to move up. Will they stay there? How committed are they going to be? Is that going to be the fastest way around, especially after they get some laps on the tires? Or will they go back to the bottom where it's the shortest way around and you can really use a lot of the throttle?
I think that right there just says it all. We're going to see them everywhere. We're going to see them up top and on the bottom. It's going to be great racing. I think we're going to see a lot of side-by-side, 3-wide racing. But don't forget, this thing almost always comes down to fuel mileage. So there's a lot of crew chiefs down there crunching numbers. The strategy part of this race is probably going to be the most important and probably most stressful for the crew chiefs to try to make that call.
Yeah, and I look at this as being one of those, you're not going to be able to exactly figure out how it's going to turn out until it's done because of all of that. The competitive nature of the field, the competitive nature of the track, and the element of the cautions or the lack of here in the fuel mileage. Yeah, a really interesting Sunday.
Yeah, we've got some great stories, too. We got Danica Patrick in a really fast car, second quick in that last final practice. She's looking to have a really good day also.
Don't forget, we have Nationwide Series qualifying tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern on ESPN2. And the STP 300, starting with NASCAR Countdown, is on ESPN starting at 2 Eastern tomorrow. The Geico PBA Summer Shootout is next from here in Chicago, of all places. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.